last week through cunning tactics and high-level maneuvering, Josephine managed to avoid having to read her love letter. Now she's like, but I'm eating. You can't do it. No, I absolutely can't. So we're going to start with that and good old remedy in Bake My Day, but we're going to take a look at this. Have you seen the love letters? Yes, you have? Okay, good. So I'm going to go over to yours, and we're just going to give a quick little read here from the editorial staff. Hey there, Cassie Cass. What? Just what have you gotten yourself into? Roll plus danger. On a 10 plus, you can pick 2 from the list below. On a 7 to 9, you can pick 1. On a miss, Kay and Minami, try to set you up with someone who is just, quote unquote, just perfect for you. Explain who and how Kay and Minami are fundamentally wrong, and then take insecure. We'll see if that actually happens. But first, you roll plus danger with your little self and see how that goes, because she's...
Here. You can click the button now. Do you want to click it?
I want to click the button.
Okay, come here, click it.
I'm glad that dice superstitions carry over into even the virtual realm.
Yeah, because I was going to say then it's not the same die if she doesn't click it. It's not her.
Sure.
Yeah, nice work.
Oh my
Nice
God,
work.
it's a 10. I did not expect that. All right. So what you have now, Cass, is you have 2 options. You can pick 2 off of this list of 3. Here are your options. Your people, quote unquote, at the Japanese consulate have practically adopted you. Bake My Day gets catering orders from them almost daily, and they always ask for you when they call. Minami and Kay, naturally, drop in for drinks and pastries most mornings. Take +1 forward to the next time you need to roll involving anyone from the consulate. That's option 1. Option 2, a semi-retired hero triage has been dropping in at Bake My Day. First of all, how do they find you? And offers some advice. Not exactly advice. They dish inside dirt on members of the exemplars that they used to work with. Take +1 forward the next time you pierce the mask on any exemplar. And finally, just a glimpse at the team really opened your eyes to what their lives are like. Take +1 forward the next time you comfort and support, to the next comfort and support you do with 2 of your teammates. But you have to say which 2 it's going to be. Now, nice frog, by the way. There,
Thank you.
Brooke.
It's Grant.
It's good. Hello, Grant.
She's so beautiful.
Good stuff. So, Josephine, you want to unmic or mic up, and let's hear what the verdict is here.
First 2.
The first 2. Okay.
I think will be the most fun.
Okay. That sounds delightful. So, let's go back and look at it because I have a few questions. Okay, so your people at the Java, so that's great. They're in there all the time. Drinks, pastries, people coming in for catering. They only want to work with you. And then the semi-retired hero triage. So tell me about triage. Like, envision this semi-retired superhero for me. Give me a general look and feel. Pick an actor or actress that gets cast as triage. Something like that. Give me an idea of what we're talking about here.
This is literally only in my head because we watched Lego Batman last night. But I'm picturing like Michael Cera as he is now.
Oh my God.
Who, like, when he was on his team, he never quite fit in because everyone on his team thought he was really dorky and thought he was really weird. So they kind of never invited him to hang out in like the group stuff and kind of just only invited him for mission work when they had to. So he's a little bitter about that and is like desperately trying to get me in with the in crowd. But he's still just a massive fucking dork and doesn't understand how talking to people works.
Oh my God.
If that's the direction you're cool with.
No,
That's beautiful. In a terrible, like, brand new newborn, still covered in viscera way.
Thank you for that description, Caitlin.
You're welcome.
that is really horrible.
Beautiful in the circle of life way.
Okay, totally unrelated game, not in-game question. I am trying to figure out I'm replanting my plants right now. I'm trying to replant these guys, and I'm trying to decide if I want to put it in the square one or if I want to put it in this one.
Which will be the best for the way you have your space set up? Because I know how much you like plants, so whichever one will give you the option for more plants is probably the one you should go with.
Don't say that, Josephine. I have too many. I need to stop.
But realistically, are you going to stop?
No.
Hard no.
Yeah, so pick the one that is the most spatially friendly. That'll like give you enough space to get more plants at some later point.
Okay, I'm gonna do the brown, I think. So yeah, thank you. That's all.
That's all, folks.
Oh my God. Okay. I mean, wow. Let's just get this one into the character picks real quick. It's the 1,000-yard stare that I like, really, with that one. Just let that
Oh shit.
just let that soak in.
Nice.
So he still kind of half wears the costume all the time. Like a firefighter who still wears the coat even though he isn't actually a firefighter anymore. You know?
Yeah.
That kind of a thing. That's a good vibe. All right. So he's sort of he's there a lot. And you're not really publicly Remedy. He's just the guy who hangs out there and seems to only ever want to talk to you and just sort of hangs out the whole time. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, my costume doesn't have a mask, so people can probably recognize me if they've like seen me and taken note of me. But like, I'm not like Chris, where I'm like presenting all the time as like, I'm a superhero.
It's
Sorry, that was mean.
No, it's accurate.
that's actually fair.
Can people?
You know, it's like you're doing numbers on TikTok, but you haven't actually met anybody in real life who actually knows that you're on TikTok and doing numbers. So,
Sure.
but eventually somebody at work is going to be
Somebody's gonna figure it out at some point.
somebody is going to be in the middle of I use this as an example because it actually happened to me. Somebody is going to be in the middle of a national conference call with 500 other managers and then ask you about a line from one of your most recent TikToks. So Doyce, what does happen when you blah, 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 and have 500 people like just all turn to you like this simultaneously, wondering what the hell they're talking about. It's great. I
was thinking it would be kind of funny if like the manager of the Bake My Day was trying to like capitalize on the new superhero team, so they made like a drink or a baked good based on Chris because she has like
with the rainbow
popularity,
yeah,
with like some kind of like cookie with rainbow wings on it, and start selling it at the bakery and be like, we're the first bakery with the Chris cookie, and I can just sit there in the background and be like, I hate my life.
And
because I think that would be really funny.
And the manager,
She has some extravagant, colorful frappuccino.
Oh yeah,
That is just
with like the edible glitter.
Like
yeah.
Jamie,
like those unicorn or the Galaxy sodas.
As like a way to get publicity.
Jamie,
and then the Japanese businessman can be like, oh, this looks just like her wings. Great job.
can you hold up your fidget spinner again?
Give me a second.
Because that's basically what the cookie looks like.
I can't see Jamie's camera.
She's got a
That is the
okay.
point now.
She's got a decamera because she's busy killing somebody or something. I don't know. No evidence. No proof, no evidence. So
Jamie, I'm hurt. You didn't invite me?
You're far away. You can't.
I would get there quickly.
Okay. What are we doing? Okay, so that's happening. You got the Chris cookies happening. They're working on the rainbow. What are they calling themselves? Are they like Rainbow Warriors or? And other people on the team was like, no, that's one of them. Like, I don't think that they're mostly like. Did you even see the news interview that they did? No. What news interview? Like it was News 6. What do you mean News 6? News 6 is that's like a YouTube channel for high school kids. No. It was really good. And they're like different people, and you're just like.
I asked my manager, can I have one of those like barista hats so I can just like pull it down
Yes.
really far?
It's a special barista hat that if you pull it down at just a certain level, then tilt your head slightly, your eyes completely disappear like in an anime. They just actually vanish. It's very useful.
Or maybe I start bringing in the Clark Kent glasses so no one recognizes me.
Just.
Oh my God, please? That's
So cute.
Although the best part about that would be if I start bringing in Clark Kent glasses and everyone immediately recognizes me anyways, because realistically, glasses don't do shit.
Yeah, that would be top notch. I direct you to the most recent Masks game with my two younger kids because I asked them to pick a class member who was currently under the mind control of a villain that's known only as the Influencer. Okay. And they went through the list of all the pictures of NPC students that they had at this Phoenix Academy. And they picked, and this is a special gift for Jamie and Kaylee, they picked Chet or Chad. They picked Chad or whatever as the mind controlled one. And I said something like, now, and this is why you need to watch, Kaylee, because it's just prime real estate here. What just happens here. Because I referred to, I don't remember whether it's Chet or Chad, but whichever one it is, I referred to them as the other one. And Zoe does, and I'm not even showing you. You have to look at the screen when you see this. She goes, actually, the whole finger splayed academic advisor for the volleyball club, nose push glasses. Actually, his name is Chad. Top notch. Anyway. All right, so this is going on. Like, you've got this guy kind of constantly lurking in the background, get everybody kind of talking about the rest of the team. You can't decide if, like, this, you got one coworker who keeps kind of like telling the manager they shouldn't be doing this unless they actually go and like actually look at the footage that they have on the team. And you can't decide if they're like sticklers for accuracy, fans, or they're trying to expose you, like they know but they don't want to directly tell the manager, but they're trying to get the manager to go and look at the videos because then he'll see it.
Mhm.
Who is this person? What is their name?
The coworker.
The coworker who's like maybe a fan, possibly a frenemy.
Frenemy. I don't know. I'm getting a very strong Eli vibe.
Eli, I like
Yeah.
that.
Every Eli is a red flag.
And honestly, just because you call them Eli, I'm going to lean into the, like, you're not even a real fan. You haven't even seen their one news interview. Like, you've just heard about them in the news. So they're being like, who's your favorite superhero? Your favorite superhero group? I mean, you probably haven't heard of them. I mean, you'd have to listen to News 6 and then
They're pretty underground.
They're pretty underground. They've only done but they have saved 2 ambassadors. So I like their stuff. I think it's really good. But, it doesn't appeal to everybody.
Right.
I want to give insight on what I'm doing right now. I am going through superhero team name generator.
Oh shit. Superhero team name generator. Whoa. And I am.
Oh, now she muted. Wait.
I'm writing down the ones that I like and also just the fucking worst ones that I can find. And it's a beautiful list.
You always start with, suggest first the ones that you hate the most. What are you doing?
Me?
Yeah. What's the face for? I
It's
know what you're doing.
It's a plant.
Yes.
I grew it from seed.
Oh, good. That's cool. That's not like out of a little planter? Nice.
No.
Very cool. All right. So,
Sorry.
no, it's good. It's fine. Share your plants. Share your stuff. It's all good. All right. So, yeah, he's got a t-shirt like this, except he doesn't wear it ironically, and he doesn't expect anybody to get it. It doesn't say hipster, but I'm not going to explain the joke. That's his kind of a thing. This is Eli. We love Eli. Not really. And you with all that said, you still legitimately can't tell if he's trying to out you, or he's like the true fan that hasn't actually realized that you're who you are. Like, I know in my head, I know which one it is. Anyway, so
oh my God, Kiernan!
Look who finally decided to show up.
Kay and Manami show up about, this is not their normal time. They were actually already here this morning, but they show up at about noon, and they bring with them if every high school senior office administrator were personified in a single person, that's who they bring in. And hang on. She is introduced as, nope, that won't work. Give me a sec. I need to have these names ready.
Okay, question, guys. Second question. So, I have cosmos flowers, which are my next ones. I have a lot of them. Or I can plant my tomato one in this pot.
Don't tomatoes need to grow up? Aren't they climbing plants?
Yeah.
So you need something
Well,
deep.
technically both are both.
Oh. Ugh.
Yeah.
You want something deep enough that you can put a stick into it and it's actually going to stay up enough for them to kind of stick,
Yeah.
grab onto. So
Well, this is the size of my head.
Yeah. So you should that one. Put them both in
for
there.
the
Half on one side, half on the other. They can fight.
but I have this many cosmos,
Hmm.
which I feel like is a lot for that.
It is. I would put tomatoes in that and find something else for the cosmo plants. See how I have opinions? There we go. All right. So Miss, what do they call it? Shimimu? Shimimu? Did I do that right? Did I say that right? Shamima. Sorry, not Shimimu. Mrs. Shamima. She has a 40 to 60 person event happening tomorrow, and nothing will do, but the lovely chocolate filled croissants need to be the centerpiece of this that she had the last time that these two, Kay and Manami, brought in baked goods on a whim. They brought in like 3 or 4 boxes of baked goods, and nothing will do, but that becomes the centerpiece. So she wants to talk to you about that. And this is definitely a sit down at the side table and get the whole order thing, because and your boss is already like, oh, from the embassy? Yes, she is at your. I hate that I'm going to do this with him, but I'm absolutely going to do this with him where he doesn't know if they understand the language, so he's going to just say it louder. She is at your disposal, as long as you need, okay?
Sir, they speak English. They're ambassadors. It's a requirement of their job. They speak English.
No, I assume that. He doesn't realize that he's doing it.
Oh, goodness.
God.
And they all kind of, well, the Kay and Manami like nod to the woman. They kind of wave to you, talk to us after, and then they go and find another table just to talk and visit and sort of do this while she's taking your order. Now, while this is happening, so you've got Triage. God, I kind of love his picture. Over in the corner, he's sort of taken like, they're not exactly booths, but one of the walls is like basically the back wall, the part that's against the wall is just booth. It's like bench seating, and then the opposite, and they're very small tables with one chair on the other side. And he sort of tucked himself into a corner back there, and he's sort of just watching. And Kay and Manami sit, I'm gonna say 2 or 3 of those little mini tables down from them. And they just start, they order, and they are just sort of visiting. Kay's got he's against the bench so that he can see the rest of the room. Manami's there, and Mrs. Shamima is giving you all these orders and just talking up a storm, all this stuff. And you see Triage like he's sort of like looking at you and what's going on there and squinting and looking over here. And you see him kind of scoot down the bench over toward, now Kay feels him coming because the wiggling along the bench, it's all the same bench, right? And he kind of sees, and there's a moment of, do I need to stop this guy? And he kind of like waves and he goes, and it comes over, and it's too far away for you to hear what's going on, but he is engaging in some kind of animated conversation with the two of them about, and there's like head things, very for him subtle, but like things over to you, and like this thing, and he's gesturing, this has got to be something that he's trying to describe, but then there's like he's pointing at Manami and like doing like pointing at the various chakra points, kind of like in general, but then like he's doing like, and all, it's just this horrible pantomime of what the hell is he telling her. And he obviously at one point in time says something that's along the lines of like, honestly, it's a miracle that you weren't killed. Not that it's not good. I completely believe that she could handle it. Like, so she looks basically stricken for a second. Like, this is all happening. And that's about when your phone starts blowing up in your apron. Because with like, guys, I can't find Grant. Guys, look at these text messages from, I think somebody stole Grant. Where's help? And all of this is, there's this flurry of something coordinated going on with like a frog abduction, apparently, while all this is going on. Jamie has her hand up. Hi, Jamie.
Is Bake My Day a locally owned business?
Ooh. I think, is it just the one? Yes.
I'm glad we're supporting a locally owned business in our campaign.
Yes.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yes, it's a local. We'll go with that. Sure.
Jamie, I fucking love you.
I'm trying to think, because
I'm literally just kind of being a shithead right now.
It's fine. There's when I was in college, there was a place called the Subway that made, now this doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but because it's kind of obvious, but they made hoagies, they made long sandwiches, and they called themselves the Subway. Not Subway, they called themselves the Subway. And it was this little college town. They didn't have hardly any chain restaurants. And then Subway came in and they established a chain, a franchise in town. And after a brief flurry of legal action, the Subway was forced to change their name to something else, and they decided to change it to Yabas, which is just Subway backwards. And they never stopped selling like hotcakes because everybody was like local, like, no, screw Subway, man. I want our local good stuff. Anyway, so yeah, locally owned business. So yeah, you're getting all these texts. I'm putting you in this situation because we needed a reason for Remedy to not have made it for all of the shenanigans that happened last week. But in the meantime, yeah, all of this stuff is going on. How are you dealing with all of that?
You mean like in the team doing something without me?
No, just everything else is going on because you've got
Everything else?
You've got your two little people from the embassy, and Triage is apparently like
Talking to them about me for some
yes,
reason.
yes, something. He's very eager because I don't. How much have you engaged with Triage up to this point? Is
I
it?
feel like I've seen him around, but like I don't. My manager doesn't usually make me directly engage with customers. I'm usually in the back because I don't handle talking to people all that well. So, I mean, I've seen him, but I haven't talked to him.
So you haven't really got in. You don't really know what this guy is about. Okay.
No.
Okay. That's actually that works really well for me. Now I do have a special request. This is Mrs. Shimima. Actually, it's not my special request. We've been doing several catering orders. They would specifically like you to handle the catering, delivery, and serving, I guess, at the embassy tomorrow for this. It was a special request from the ambassador. We realize this may be more work than one person. So you're of course encouraged to bring anybody that you like. But the ambassador did have a suggestion for a few additional people that you could bring along to serve.
Okay.
And slides this card over.
Yeah.
Like
Excellent.
yeah, just I can't decide if you're like totally okay with it or just like this is what it looks like when a deer can take food orders because
It's the deer one.
I got you. Yeah,
The deer
sure,
one.
absolutely.
She's desperately trying to work on her composure because after the horror that happened at the interview, she realizes that she needs to learn to have a better poker face. So this is her practice.
Oh, I see. You're working
trial.
on nice. Good job.
Jamie, do you remember the BuzzFeed Unsolved, that one episode about the guy on the plane who like gives the flight attendant a note that says "I have a bomb," and she's just like thanks, and then he's just like, I have a bomb. Like this is giving the same energy of just like thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome.
I'm sure that's not how it actually happened, but they explained the story, and he was like, imagine he like gives her the note to try to be all subtle about it, and she just takes it and thanks.
Okay, so long story short here, over the course of your afternoon, you get this massive order. Manager's very happy about that. When Miss Shimima is ready to go, Kay and Minami gather themselves up, and they come over, and Minami says, that gentleman over there is apparently is a superhero, and he thought you, as a medical student, would be very interested in some of his information and possibly get some useful information for you, because apparently he works in a similar field.
Oh.
So I wanted to let you know because he really, really wanted to let you know. Meanwhile, when you get a second to glance at your phone, it's just a scroll disaster of apparently the frog was kidnapped by a mad scientist, and there was a cabin somewhere that didn't have anybody in it, and an apartment that didn't have anybody in it, but there was a boat that did have everybody in it, and that was where the frog was, and the scientist is now in a headlock, or no, wait, Grant swallowed him possibly, but then didn't totally swallow him
He
permanently?
didn't swallow him. He just Spit it out.
Oh,
Spit him out, kind of like the RoboCop guy.
Yeah, yeah. So thankfully, they seem to have resolved all of that nonsense. Possibly. There's at least one. Yeah. There's a lot. You couldn't have gotten anywhere. You were on shift. What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Goody two shoes.
When things are finally quiet, you can see the note, and the note
It's
from
not my fault I have a job.
I have a job.
Technically,
Sorry.
I have a job too. Thank you very much. I'm a detective.
I was
Yeah.
making fun of Kaylee specifically.
But really, you can make fun of everybody. It's fine. And when you do get a chance to see the note specifically says, like, assistant help. Why, hello there.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Hi, Sean.
How you doing, Bob? Whew. I don't know what you had for dessert. Go brush your teeth. Sorry.
Have anything for dessert?
Well, then definitely go brush your teeth. Okay. Breathe on me.
Hi, Zoe.
Then go brush your teeth. If you won't breathe on me, definitely go brush your teeth. Wave to everybody else. Say hi. Hi.
Hi.
Lovely. All right. Shoot, where was I? No.
Card.
Card. Oh, the card. Dal and Chris. No, sorry. Dal and Charlie.
I was about
About
to
this.
say.
Dal and Charlie
Are on the
are
card.
on the card for assistance for catering.
Mm.
Liam
It was
and Chris are not included in that.
it was gonna have to be people in the team because Remedy doesn't know anybody else. Doesn't have friends.
They have a specific request there is to bring those two as your assistants, and your manager is like, do you think you could just ask them as a favor to like come, like we'll pay them hourly, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, they also said I could bring anyone I wanted, right? So I could also include Chris and Liam.
If you want to bring the other, yes, you could absolutely bring it, but they specifically are asking for those two.
Because I think along with Dal and Charlie, I'm gonna bring Chris and Liam. Make it a whole team affair.
Stay in their good grace. They don't wanna. This is the way that you stay in their good graces.
But don't you want to network with Japanese ambassadors?
If I may.
Oh, if I may.
If I may, do you want to bring
Right.
Perchance a terrorist.
to
True. But here's the thing, I don't want you two to get mad at.
You're not
I don't
a
want you two to get
terrorist
mad at me
anymore.
if you don't get invited, because this is an event that's gonna have cameras, right?
Well, yeah, but I think that Chris knows in ambassador speak. Oh, we don't fucking want you.
Okay, as long as Chris isn't gonna like hold this against her.
I think we should definitely do the whole discussion about this note in a group.
Yes, I think this should be a group discussion.
But I'm gonna save that for just a minute while I figure out a few bits of logistics. The boat, having arrived back at the dock, is met with a, let us say, bevy of initiative troops, led by our dear friend, Special Agent Delaney. Where are we at here? Everyone say hello to Special Agent Delaney over on the initiative page. We'll just...
Hey, Special Agent Delaney.
So many questions for the ambassador. I'm definitely going to accost the ambassador. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you for sharing that. So they don't exactly know what's going on here. They do know that you are nominally heroes. In theory. Everybody though basically has guns on them at this point. Like when the boat comes into dock, like they're not entirely sure about any of this nonsense. Everyone just hold still until we figure out what's going on. And put cuffs on him. Will you please, will you untongue him or whatever is happening there? And just hold him. I'm assuming he's a threat. Liam, a word. Takes you down to the end of the dock.
Gosh, why do they have to be so rude about it?
Can you...
Someone's in trouble. Ooh.
Can you break this down for me at all in a helpful way?
Was this directed at me?
Oh, yes. Once you get down to the end of the dock.
Apologies.
Yeah.
Apologies. It's been cutting it out a little bit. I'm only getting
okay.
every other word.
I'm sorry. You go ahead. So she basically can you break this down for me, please?
So the frog, right?
Yes.
Now, in my defense, I didn't originally reach out, but as one does through the grapevine, possibly from an old associate, I may have heard some info about the frog being taken.
you heard from an old associate in your old organization that they were specifically interested in the frog. Why?
Yeah, the frog.
Uh-oh.
And she kind of turns and like looks at and you see her like gears turning about this. Because I can fuck up the venom. Is that it?
I believe so.
Don't steal my frog, please.
Huh. All right, who's the mad scientist Albert Einstein fucker down there?
That I don't really know.
But he took the frog.
He's
He's because none of
he
your
took he helped.
but none of your former associates were directly involved. They had him do it.
If they were involved, they weren't. They're involved. They're involved only in the very early stages.
Is
It
he
doesn't seem that any of them were on the boat.
Has he got some kind of association with them? Communications and whatnot?
I can only assume. I can only assume so.
Why would they have gotten the scientists to get the frog? Wait, did the scientists want the frog or did they want the frog? Oh, Jesus. You know, you could just find somebody else who has similar powers to you and then punch each other in the middle of the street and like we're used to, and that'd be simpler. You could do that. This, with all the... Why does everything got to be spy shit with you? Okay. All right. Is the scientist, do we have any kind of proof that he was planning on doing this ahead of time? Some kind of, I don't know if, did you share all of that nutty professor text that you got from him? I'm
Yeah,
asking.
when
The
he
only
got
thing I
the
can't remember
door.
is I don't know if they know.
I think she probably would have sent it out like when she said like, oh my God, Grant's been abducted. I think it was this guy. Look at this crazy shit that he texted me. Or no, you guys were in the bed. You guys were at her dorm and like
Yes.
and she was like, I think it was
I
this.
was at my parents' house.
Oh, is it your parents' house? I didn't know if you were in the dorm or parents' house. Oh, it was the parents' house. See, I misunderstood that. I thought you were in you said like you met him at the door and then you went into another room. I'm like, this is the fanciest dorm I've ever heard of. It's like a whole fucking suite. Like, what is this? I didn't understand that. Now I know. Okay, so he knew where so you would have at least seen it, and you could probably, if you want to, you could motion Dal over and have her show him the text or something like that. Because you would have seen him. Do you want to do that?
Definitely. Yes, please.
Oh, now we have a second contact. This is great. I'm just going to be a handler for all of you. It's going to be fantastic. Hello, Dal, sweetie. How's your wee young giant frog there?
Better now. He's a little freaked out after the whole incident.
Is that what freaked out looks like on a frog? Okay.
Yeah, you can't tell by his like eyes that it's like they're just like looking in two different directions. Like
You can
can't
or you
look.
can't tell when the eyes do that. When they looked up, you can tell or you can't
Can
tell
you-
when
I can. Can you?
you can tell. You can. Okay. Frog body language. This is this is what my Tuesdays are now. Okay. All right. So you had messages from this fella down here that he was intending ill intent towards your friend there.
Yeah. He started texting me after the encounter with the kaiju, and he was saying some weird things. Things about like Oliphice and how my frog is some sort of key, and he wanted me and Grant to come into his lab. And then when I just didn't respond to him, he took it into his own hands to get Grant into my lab.
Are you showing
Into his lab.
are you showing her the texts and stuff?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like explaining.
Okay, so
what's happening.
well, he doesn't even know how to fucking spell kaiju. Oliphice right at the beginning there. How does he know about Oh, of course he knows from the news thing. Incidentally, your little fine feathered friend down there looks like a church window is in my fucking shit list right now for the news thing, by the way. Just FYI.
Pretty bird.
Is that... Oh, God, I hope that's what her name is. I'm going to have a fucking field day with that. Lord. Kaylee asked for this, so it's fine. Oliphice. So she's looking this over. She's seeing stuff like redemption after Alleycat got himself killed by one of our creations. And she's got to murmuring this. There's definitely stuff going on with her expression and face that might be informative if you were the sort of person to be able to get good at reading body language and facial expression. You can any of you can certainly take a stab at that if you're so inclined. Do you recognize anything about Alley Cat? Like, is that like the kind of bell that Dal would even have ring, or for that matter?
Can I roll about what the future knows about Alley Cat?
you can kind of on the side, because you would have seen some of this messaging. So you now that you've got a moment of pause, you could certainly do that. But I'm also, the two that are talking to the agent there's the reason I'm saying this is because she's given off a lot of body language stuff that you could pierce the mask and try to see what's going on back there behind with her. Or for that matter, what you maybe know about this name, anything like that.
I can't really remember like what, but I've definitely heard that name sometime in my life or in Dal's life.
Okay.
But she can't remember of where it was.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. And what about you, Liam? Anything, or do you think anything? It's up to you. It's not I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you're so inclined.
When you mentioned the like up on the body language, something akin to pierce the mask.
Yeah, pierce the mask is more. So there's kind of two ways to sort of figure out what's going on in a given situation. One of them is assess the situation, and that's more for like a broad spectrum, kind of like who's the biggest threat here, who's at risk, that kind of stuff. With pierce the mask, it's much more about a specific person and like what's going on behind what they're saying. What are they not saying? What are they saying in every way except for saying it? Or in some cases, you might just straight up ask them because you've got enough of a read on them that you can totally like look at it and go, hey, like I just, what is up with you with this thing? Like you seem, whatever. It kind of like you can roll and see how it turns out. And then from there kind of decide how you figured out the answer to a given question, whether you're asking directly or just kind of reading their stuff or whatever. So there's that. Think about that for a hot second, and then Jamie has her hand up. And when you push yourself to remember the version of somebody that exists in your future, is that the thing? Or are we thinking, oh no, there's a different move for you, aren't we? We're thinking of...
Well, I was going to ask, am I rolling investigations or am I rolling assess the situation move?
So 21st century studies would be the assess the situation thing. And that's, again, assess the situation more about this whole moment in time. And you can ask that additional question of what does the future know about this moment? So that's less about the person. It wouldn't be about the person. It would be about this moment in time. If you were going to try to figure out something with Alicat, I mean, they're dead. So trying to remember a version of them that exists in the future is probably like a dead end for you because they probably don't exist in your future since they're dead already.
Right. Well, then I guess I will do assess the situation because who knows, maybe what happened in my past technically is, or something with the scientist
Gotcha.
happened.
Okay.
Liam,
Liam, what?
frog, obviously they're important.
Gotcha. Liam, what do you think with regards to Agent Delaney specifically, I guess? Are you having trouble hearing me?
I'm only catching bits and pieces
I'm
of
sorry.
everyone talking.
That
I'm kind of
sucks.
confused on what's going on. Apologies.
Okay, it's totally fine. So you brought I'm going to give you the whole big sum up. The boat has come back in with the guys who were who were doing the boat, right? The professor scientist guy was basically apprehended, was being held by Grant. The initiative troops and Special Agent Delaney were waiting at the dock when y'all got back to the dock, and she's been trying to catch up with whatever the hell happened out there, and is reading the text message that crazy scientist guy sent because there seems to be some kind of connection to your former organization, and if nothing else, they're a group that the scientist either can ask favors from or have favors asked of from them to him. Something, they're connected. So she's reading the text messages, and her body language and facial expressions are giving off all kinds of vibe. But as to whether or not you can read that is kind of up whether or not you want to do like a pierce the mask thing and sort of see if you can get a read on Agent Delaney. That's what that basically boils down to. Because she's definitely reading the thing and having some reactions that she's not concealing super well, possibly. Depends on how well you roll. Like, that kind of thing. If you want to kind of get a read on what she's not saying that she could be saying. Think about that for just a hot second. And I got to look over here where Calamity just rolled a 4 on assessing the situation. Good plan.
I already took my potential.
Nice. Well done. Let me just take a look at that one real quick.
But I still get a +1 ongoing even on a miss.
So what it is your thing is 21st century studies. So you may always ask, what does the future know about this moment, even on a miss? and take +1 ongoing to act on the answers. So you get that one question, what does the future know about this moment? And the answer to that, whatever that answer is something you could take a +1 on going forward. Also, it's a 6. So, gonna think about that for a second and look at some stuff. See that thing where I sing a narration backdrop of what I'm actually physically doing that Kaylee does? She got it from me. Or possibly I got it from her. I really don't know.
I find that we operate our lives, you and me, as the constant chicken and egg conundrum of
That's fair.
music taste, habits, problems.
I apologize for the silence. I'm constructing the image of the future that, or image of the past future that, future past that Calamity is remembering. Okay.
Kieran, would it help if you were able to set up closed captioning on Discord?
Ooh.
That's an option.
It's technically not through Discord, but I'm looking it up. I can send you, like, I can send a message over Discord on the fucking bitch. Stop. Sorry. I found something on Google that says you can do it through your desktop that'll like turn it on. I can send that to you and see if you can figure out how to do it. I don't know if that'll help.
Yeah, it's worth a shot. Thank you.
If you got it, yeah. If you have the desktop version of it enabled, there are a couple of things that let you do that. Okay, so this is going to be a really weird answer, Calamity, because this is what you remember that history remembers about this moment. But even as you're remembering it, it's also no longer what history remembers about this situation.
I can't hear anything. So.
Okay. You with me so far? So what you remember about this situation is that there was a boat that was fleeing the city and initiative was moving to intercept for unknown reasons, but it had something to do with some sort of meta human super activity, terrorism, blah, blah, blah. And as the boats were getting closer, something happened aboard the ship and there was a biological weapon released that spread across the bay and into basically everywhere in the city that was lower than Victory Mesa was exposed to this gas attack. And it was the initial outbreak of the thing that like started spreading across the world that went to your timeline. That's what you remember. Simultaneously, you also know that is absolutely not what happened.
Pause.
Yes.
I'm going to need you to kind of say it again so that I understand it.
Okay. What you remember, what your brain wants to remember when you think about this moment is the boat with the professor on it was escaping. It wasn't you guys chasing after it. It was initiative in a bunch of ships, a bunch of like basically Coast Guard cutters. They were closing in. Somebody released a biological agent that spread across the water, up into the city, and basically anything lower than Victory Mesa was exposed to a gas attack. That was basically the start of the horrors. I'm just going to collectively call it the horrors. Not to be confused with the Troubles, although possibly to be confused with the Troubles. But
I don't know what who released the chemical agent or like what the chemical agent was, right?
But more importantly, you also have a completely different memory that is definitely the official memory, that is definitely the real memory, that is a completely different memory of when all of this started. And it's like 10 years from now and definitely not right now and definitely had nothing to do at all with this chase in the bay. So you have two separate and completely conflicting and different memories of the origin of the horrors. And that has never happened before, and it is happening right now, and it has rocked your socks in terms of you actually knowing what's going on. Okay? Wait for it. Wait for it,
Is this a case of like I know it happened because I had already gone back in time? So I don't know. My brain hurts.
Yep. So I'm going to move your mundane up 1 and your savior down 1 because you're feeling really simpleton right now and you're feeling like you don't know what to do to save the world because Fuck, I can't even keep my own timelines straight right now. What you do know about this, what you will be able to take out of this as a +1 is this scientist probably has something to do with all of the everything. Because he has something to do with the frog, he had something to do with Olafeist, the frog plus Olafeist has echoes of the problem in it. This incident at some point in some variant time frame caused the horrors. So take a +1 forward when regards with your next role having something to do with the doctor. Yes, Kaylee.
Did the memory change because we changed the future in interfering with the boat? Okay.
Shrug emoji. That would be logical, but the thing is, and this is the problem, and this is the problem that's going to be that's going to cook Charlie's noodle for the next little while here. Okay, 2 hours ago, the whole thing with the boat was not the memory that she had of how this started. It's the memory. It is now a second memory of how it could have started or did start, but we just changed it, except it wasn't how it was in the first place. So she got it.
It's just another possibility in one of the ultimate multiverses of all of the timelines?
Sure, possibly, but if so, why is it now existing as a memory in your head of like a news article that you've read about, or a news or like a news, like a camera news? You have memory of seeing a replay on an old fucked up screen, like helicopter footage of the boat of like the boat chase, and then the stuff billowing out of the boat and going across the city, and little flashes of like the helicopter film footage. It's like you have memories of that now, and you didn't have that 2 hours ago.
I have memories of something that
never
has not happened in my timeline or this timeline.
Yes, you're welcome. And your label shifted slightly as a result of that, but you do have a +1 forward to have stuff to do with the professor, with the scientist. Sorry. Liam, thoughts on Agent Delaney?
Yeah, I think I've interacted with her enough to know something might be up.
Would absolutely agree. Wouldn't have offered otherwise. If you want to, go ahead and roll mundane, and we'll see how that looks. It looks better than that roll of calamities. Okay, so on Pierce the Mask, I don't know if Kaylee handed out those little basic move sheets or not, but if not, I will just bounce.
Nope, still stuck with 3D modeling.
You're the worst, Burr. It's all right. I bounced the sheet up to everybody. Go ahead and take a look at that. On Pierce the Mask, when you see the person beneath the mask that they present to the world, you can ask one of these questions on 7 to 9. The questions are, what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I gain influence over you? And how could I get your character to blank? And literally fill in the blank with whatever makes any kind of sense whatsoever, but at least some sense. The best part about my video editing software is that with a simple push of the button, every one of these dead silences, when everyone's just staring and going, I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do next, they're all gone afterwards. We all look like we are just Johnny on the spot with these things. I ask a question, you guys are immediately like, what I want to do, just envision this. And there's no pause whatsoever. You're like fucking movie producers. It's.
You're telling me that's not how it is all the time?
Well, you've been here, so I don't think I should probably have to tell you that. Also, you've seen me run games, and the number of hours spent staring at the ceiling while I try to think of what's next is, So, Liam, what do you think?
Alley cat. Alley cat. Oh, have we lost him?
I'm not hearing him. Should I be hearing him? We can't hear you.
I think he's lagging really hard.
Yeah.
We feel for your frustration.
That was creepy as fuck. Just the laugh and nothing else.
Only the laugh came through. Is he typing?
So,
okay,
the blank, could it be something? Oh.
No, keep going.
Sorry.
I think we had you. Keep going.
Could it be something along the lines of like,
Everybody do me a favor. Turn your cameras off.
Be heard.
Say that one more time, Kiernan.
Can I be heard? Can I be
I can kind of hear you. I can hear you more.
Start bleeding.
Could it be something along of...
Kiernan, maybe this is a situation where you go over to your girlfriend's dorm because she seems to be having better luck. Or you can come to ours too. We've had 2 things running in here and it seems to be fine.
It's actually Kiernan's Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe just move somewhere else.
Okay, we'll pause on that for a hot second. Let's turn the cameras back on so I can see all of your smiling faces.
Just the desperate pleading of, can I be heard? It's
I
so
feel
good.
really bad. And there's like, this is an internet that's meant to support like 22,000 people during the middle of the day and 2,000 people at night. This should not be jamming their internet tubes.
Yeah, it really shouldn't be, but somehow it is.
Yeah. Okay. Chris, the initiative troops don't seem to know specifically what's going on, but given the fact that you're with Liam, and Liam and Dal both seem to be having a conversation with the agent. They're not trying. Nobody's got guns leveled directly at any of you guys. They've taken this scientist dude into proper handcuffs. He's apologizing profusely for the misunderstanding to Grant, who doesn't. You're actually quite relieved to know is not talking back to him, although
Calamity's next to me, right?
Yeah, and she's kind of like, well, Calamity, what's your body language like? Because you're having all of these kind of knowledge revelations while all this is going on. So what are you looking like right now, or saying, or doing?
Well, a lot has happened for her in the last 24 hours.
Yes.
Like, because to her it was 24 hours. So I think like she's hit her cap. I think frankly she's just exhausted. She's not really saying anything or looking like anything. It's gone into like, I don't want to say survival mode because that sounds really like sad.
Yeah.
But just like it's not.
Disassociating?
No, because it's not quite autopilot or disassociating either. Like she's absolutely like she's aware of her surroundings and is, still responsive, but it's not like she's not thriving right now, she's just there.
Try to comfort and support.
You absolutely can, but you absolutely can depending on what you do. So tell me what you do.
Because I think what Chris wants to do is she's very suspicious about the situation of the boat. Like, there's something about it that's just not clicking in her head of like, why did they take the boat? Like, out of everything, like they had safe houses. Why are they trying to like, what's on this boat? And but she knows that she can't get in there because she's not exactly stealthy.
No.
But Calamity might have an easier time of slipping away, especially if Chris is trying to cover for her.
Well, okay, I wanna put a pin in that for right now because the boat's not really. I want you to think like fishing boat. This isn't like a big thing where there's like hidden labs or something.
Oh, I was assuming that this was a much bigger boat.
No, this was really like get them away from the island and then get them to something else. This was literally to move them away. So, like, not even most dangerous catch kind of thing. This was like the kind of local trawlers that'll go out in the morning and come back, and this isn't like even stay on the boat for extended periods of time. This is like a out and back and out and back and out and back kind of boat where they were down below. So it was probably to get someplace else, a meet up, a secondary location, tertiary location, I guess in this case, that kind of thing. So with not to spike your wheels, but that's probably additional information that would change what you were kind of going for here. So say more, and then we're gonna jump back over to Liam.
I'm kind of lost now. I will think on it, but Kieran, go.
Yeah, Calamity is definitely giving off a vibe. Let's just let that percolate, and then we'll go back over to Liam. What do you got?
And my mundane is also -2, so this might not be the best plan. You fuckers think I'm not good at this for some reason. Assholes.
Yeah, all right. Liam.
I was thinking something along the lines of how could I get your character to sort of like tell me what you're not telling me? What do you know that you're hiding from me?
Okay. All right. I think this is beyond the body language thing, but it is the kind of thing that you can sort of like drop on her while her guard's a little bit down and get a pretty honest answer. So what do you say to her about like, if it's just that, that's fine. But like, she's in the middle of reading this and kind of like mouthing a couple of words and muttering some shit to her, under her breath. And what do you say to kind of pull attention back to you? If it's just that, that's fine. It's not a bad way of saying it to her.
Yeah, I think just constantly along the lines of like, just level with me. What the fuck is going on?
Okay. So, I'll look back at that. I want to look back at that chat one more time because I don't want to do stuff that contradicts. All right. Never thought there'd be a chance for redemption after Alicat got himself killed by one of their own creations. Okay. So I don't know exactly how this all goes together, but Alicat was a burglar, really not much more than a second storyman. This would have been before your time. Well, not entirely before your time, but you would have been a baby. And somehow they got themselves in with a they were never like active with your group, the Salacat, but they did raise hell with call it high-ranking British citizens, so to speak. That was well, I mean that's where the money is. If you're a thief, I mean you don't bother with regular folks, not too often. At least he didn't. So we don't know exactly what happened to him, but if this is true, then because he did start to show some evidence of special abilities they'd never really had before, and they didn't really line up. Like they weren't the sort of things that would have helped him with his previous work. Fire breathing, just odd things. It was a couple different things, body modifications and whatnot. Things went a bit sideways on one of his cases, and he was ended up being chased down by some of the Metropolitan Police. He's pinned down. They were asking for his surrender, and he exploded, wiped a whole bit. This was it was probably in the news as like a random bombing. It was actually probably attributed to you lot back in the day. But if this is true, then it was connected to this somehow. And if what I don't understand is I don't know who this fucker is. And he hasn't been attached to any of this, but he does seem the kind of... Do you know how you got your powers? Did they just come up? I know we haven't talked about it, and this is probably really, truly, fundamentally not the time, but...
I can't tell you exactly. I don't know all the sciencey bit.
There was a treatment, yeah?
Yes. They brought me into a room. I was out for a bit. Next I knew, I'm up, and I can fuck with metal.
Dal, sweetie, fine young girl that you are. How did your little amphibian friend there get his abilities?
So I ran into this guy when I was coming home from gymnastics practice one day, and I have this little like dropper that I would usually drop like water on Grant so he would stay moist. And
she opens her mouth to go and then closes it again because there's too much to unpack there that isn't relevant.
And my bags got switched up with this other person that I bumped into, and this guy had a dropper bottle, which
looks like
I confused it for water. And next thing I know, Grant is the size of like my room, basically.
I'm not a big fan of coincidence, not least because it crops up just an absolutely shocking amount of times in my life, in the kind of line of work that I do. But I mean, don't take this the wrong way, Liam. I'm not. This is not meant to imply anything about your relative intelligence, but it's possible you and Grant there are cousins, so to speak. It doesn't seem unlikely. This is actually very good because if we have him and we know that he's connected to these lot, but they don't want you messing around with this team of yours. But this team of yours seems just hell-bent on messing with you, or at least you lot. Oh God. We need to talk more, but we're not going to talk right now. I'm going to take this poofy-haired son of a bitch and take him off somewhere. You do keep track of your frog now, please, and thank you. And we'll be in touch again soon. Especially you lanky troublemaking. Could you do me a favor? And she says this just loud enough for Chris to say, could you figure out an outfit that doesn't look like you're still part of the damn old organization? If you're going to be gallivanting around acting like a damn idiot in tights, then be an idiot in tights. It doesn't have to be tights. Actually, I don't want to see that. But No, every tall.
Please have him in
she-
tights.
She walks away going, every damn lanky Irishman I've ever seen has damn chicken legs. So,
Grace, please put him in a Peter Pan costume. Oh my god.
I will absolutely. Every chance I get, I'm just gonna put him in the most ridiculous shit ever and then give him the real costume.
Next newspaper article, Celtic Bull flits onto the superhero scene. Flits. Anyway, probably not. Hopefully it doesn't. All right. So, yeah. What she's trying to say, I heard Kaylee say, I'm so confused. What she's trying to say is there seems to be a connection between the organization that sort of created Liam and some experimentation that happened there that apparently has been going on for quite some time, and looping it back to this scientist whose other fuckery also seems to have resulted in Grant, poetic gesture in the direction of the frog. So yeah, it's possible there's a connection there in terms of that nonsense. Josephine, and I welcome comments from the peanut gallery on this up to a limit, but what text from Remedy goes out to everybody that essentially is, we need to meet, but carries with it enough enticement to draw everybody in?
Remedy texting the group chat?
This is what I'm saying.
I got this.
Oh,
I got this.
Okay.
I'm taking very deep inspiration from my boy Kenma because he's my precious baby and I love him. The only thing she sends is an ice cream emoji and a question mark. That's it.
Nice.
The whole text.
I love
So
every
nothing about the important ambassador thing. Okay.
ice
Just ice cream and a question mark.
Oh, so we're getting drunk again? Okay.
Liam
and then once you all get there, can sit down and be like, so we're not just here for ice cream.
I want
Touchdown card.
I want to in my head canon. There's a. Have you guys ever familiar with the everybody does this, but incorrect quotes from and then insert show here, and they just like do quotes or whatever. My incorrect quotes is that both Calamity and Liam respond simultaneously with the emojis of heart eyes and a shot glass at the same time. Bloop bloop, and you're like, oh, it's too close. Okay, so we'll cut to the ice cream parlor, which is like, as much as one of the stars and wishes is Bake My Day becomes the central meeting ground for you guys. So far, the only place you've actually all met together has been the ice cream shop that also sells alcohol. So, I mean, sometimes fate just is what it is.
I have a coffee shop that also sells alcohol on my campus, so.
As you do.
Yeah.
On campus, that
can be the special meeting place for you and Liam.
It's like right off campus. Like all I have to do is take a step off campus and it's right there.
Yep. Irish coffee, Bailey's and cream. It's all good stuff. Anyway. All right. So I brought you all here today. How far do you get into your speech before you lock up and just like vapor lock and kind of?
There's no speech. There's just like, I know I said ice cream, but here, hands card to general table.
So it's like ambassador brunch.
Well, no, the card is just the card that she gave me.
Oh.
So it's just Calamity and Liam's name. Or sorry, Calamity and Dal's names. There's nothing else on it.
It does say it does say brunch list at the top, and then yeah.
So I have said nothing other than inviting people to ice cream and then putting down a card with names that says brunch.
That have Calamity or Charlie Evans and Al Springer are on it. Liam.
Mm-hmm.
Are these future plans?
I'm
heard that
sorry.
I'm not
I'm sure brunch with you, Remedy, is great, but why are you only inviting?
Oh no, it's not brunch with me.
Who is it brunch with then?
Was that not clear?
This is how you get your workouts every day, by dragging words one at a time out of Remedy.
Maybe you already said something. I don't know. I'm kind of not really paying attention right now. Also, I wasn't listening. That it's kind of a double. I'm sorry about that, but
the Japanese ambassador wants us to cater a brunch for them.
Oh,
no, an extra special hurt.
Oh, okay, good. I have a bunch of questions to ask him, and he didn't answer.
I asked, but they didn't want you.
Oh shit!
Get fucked.
Oh, shiitake mushrooms.
She has no concept of what's hurtful and what isn't. I just want to put that out there. That was not malicious. She just genuinely thought Chris wanted that information.
the get fucked was malicious, Charlie absolutely was trying to be a bitch.
But they also said that I could bring anyone I wanted, so I can bring you and Liam. They just requested Charlie and Dal.
No, girl, I'm not going anywhere I'm not wanted. You guys have fun with the prissy prunes and the suits. I have more fun with my crowd anyway.
Okay, come on. Don't be all like high and mighty about it. It's fine. The only reason why.
It's okay. The ambassadors don't
Oh
want
my
me there.
God.
They know I steal the
Guys.
spotlight.
You get free
No, it
food.
it shouldn't matter that they don't want you there. Do you want to be there?
No, it's okay.
Okay,
Okay. So for the
free
brunch,
food.
Oh my God.
again,
obviously,
Remedy does not pick up on the
Cassie
fact that she's being
is
catty.
gonna need help for this brunch thing, and I'm not gonna be able to help because I need to go talk to the ambassador and without him arresting me this time. So, like I'm gonna be kind of busy.
Well, maybe he's like the ambassadors in my. I'm in the ambassador's good books, so maybe we could go talk together at this brunch.
Oh,
We're just supposed to be handing out pastries.
that's a good idea.
I feel like
Guys, no pastries. They gave us a job. We're supposed to do it. We're supposed to do a
do we
job.
get free food?
Idea.
No, we're providing the food, guys. No, we're
Oh,
this
come
is
on.
this is a job. This is
Yeah,
not
I was
not a this
get-
is not a meet and greet.
When I-
right, but I have questions that never got answered because I got arrested last time and I need to get them answered.
Well, if you shouldn't probably do it during their event. You have a
Most
criminal
likely
record?
talk to him. I got arrested. Yeah, of course I got arrested.
Don't worry, it was 4 years ago.
Handpicked.
Yeah, it was last week, 4 years ago, so don't worry.
But hear me out. The ambassadors are going to be in a great mood because they're getting this really nice brunch with all these pastries. He'll just spill all the information.
We can get whatever we want. I like the way you think, Dal. Oh my god, hell yeah.
For the record.
Okay, so you two are coming along to help?
Oh my God.
No, I actually think I have plans, and I've been close enough to enough natural disasters. I don't need to watch this train wreck.
Okay.
For the record, when I made up Hecla Thorsdottir and decided to put her on the spectrum so deep that it wouldn't actually show up on anything other than ultraviolet, I didn't realize I was going to be stepping on Remedy's toes. Because holy shit, the social cues zipping by her head at something past Mach 3, absolutely top notch. No notes, 11 of 10.
So sounds like we've got a plan. Cassie, don't worry about it. If the pastries don't get handed out, I'll just go back in time and make sure they get handed out or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
No, guys, they hired from my job. This is connected to my job.
Do we get paid?
I don't want to get fired.
Oh, are we getting paid?
No.
Dude, do you know how? Oh.
You could. The guy did. Your boss did offer. He might have been serious.
Because if I'm getting
this
paid,
is a way to make
I could buy more ice cream. I could buy Grant hats.
Cassie, if you tell me I'm getting paid, I will treat it like a job.
I'll see if I can work it out that they can pay you, but that means you can't harass the ambassador while you're working.
It's just small
Can
talk.
I harass the ambassador in the past and then come back and work?
True.
I guess technically you wouldn't be working, so...
Well, I mean, it'd be at the same event, just in the past.
I mean...
In our timeline's past, not like the official past.
On the one hand, she's raising everybody's blood pressure to incredibly unhealthy levels. On the other hand, the way that she's doing it is by misusing the timeline to the point that it's probably going to end up killing her. So it's really, this is quite a balancing act that she's pulling off here. I have to, oh my God, you guys.
Okay, Dal, if you can provide me with a different time to accost the ambassador, and Cassie, you get me a chance and you get me paid, I will help you out. And
I will see what I can do about getting you guys paid, but please don't accost anybody. These are nice people.
Fuck yeah, water for the van this month.
Heck yeah.
Tick that off.
You live in a van? That was not That was not intentionally at the same time. I'm sorry.
That was so good.
That explains so much about you.
Is that why you always look like you just rolled out of bed?
First of all, rude.
Is
Second
it?
of all, I haven't slept in 24 hours or a week, I think. I'm not really sure.
You should sleep. Sleep is very important to the body. If you don't, your central nervous system shuts down, and then all these really terrible chemicals end up. I have charts. I can show you what happens to your nervous system when you don't sleep. I have charts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
In my dorm. You should be sleeping, Charlie. That's not good for you.
I haven't slept in 24 hours, a week, or 4 years. I'm not sure which I should count.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the 4 years thing. It could be 4 years also. I'm not sure.
So many things make sense. Pieces are clicking together.
Dal,
in my mind.
you look like you're gonna say something. What?
I was just saying that we should get some ice cream and some alcohol because I'm stressed. Grant's stressed, and
That's a good
this whole
fucking
conversation
idea.
is making it all worse.
Before we go, though, I do have a couple things I need to tell you and ask you about. So the kaiju, basically, how.
What are you guys eating what ice creams are you eating while this conversation is going on? Because I feel like you should all have ice cream by this point while this is going on. Because I want to envision Charlie like just shoveling a sundae into her mouth while this is going on. Almost unconsciously, because her body's like, need calories, fuel required. Isn't there an ice cream drink named after a frog? Grasshopper. No, it's a grasshopper. That isn't a frog. Grant wants a grasshopper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Grant would definitely have a grasshopper. I'm envisioning Charlie with a Jaeger bomb, just like Red Bull and Jaeger, just like as much energy.
Why do you want to make it worse? Like, what did you say, Kaylee, about that one person that is like, some people look at somebody and go, I can fix her. And some people look at somebody and go, I can make her worse.
Chris is having banana pudding ice cream with Nilla wafers mixed in, bananas, and whipped cream with just a little bit of chocolate drizzle on top.
Nice. Well done. No nuts?
No.
Okay. All right.
Remedy is eating the same vanilla ice cream, rainbow sprinkle sundae she had this when they were there last time.
Consistency is good.
She is so autistic coded.
With respect, and all kinds of respect to that, it sure tracks from the folks that I'm close with who are on the spectrum but functional. And although I think they might, while on the one hand, at least one of them would take exception to the degree to which he's like basically stepping on every social interaction, they would also go, oh, but me 20 years ago? Oh, fuck yes. Absolutely. So whatever. It's all good. Liam?
Oh, sorry.
Just a giant bowl of chocolate ice cream with his little whiskey shot next to it.
Whiskey shot next to it. I'd like the drink on the side.
Oh my god, he ordered ice cream this time.
Charlie, how are you keeping yourself running during this fanatic information gathering purge?
So last time she ordered one of like what everyone else got, huge stomach ache. Bad idea. She's like, never again. These people have terrible taste. This time she asked the guy what his favorite thing was, which was a fudge brownie sundae.
Ooh.
And then she ordered all of the alcohol orders from last time.
You were so close to a good idea. And then right at the end, you're like running down the dock straight at a good idea, and then you turned and said, I'm going into the water. Woo!
Yeah. The more I'm playing her, I'm realizing she definitely does not have healthy coping mechanisms.
Did we ever think she did?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm realizing that like that is a key part of her that like she is not very she's not a healthy person mentally or maybe even probably physically.
This is like you walked into the church for a wedding and you sat down on the groom's side of the thing, and all your friends were over on the bride's side, and they're saying, you're on the wrong side. You're like, no, it's fine. And about halfway through the service, you get up and noisily move over to where everybody else was already sitting. Because you guys were right. I was on the wrong side.
Oh no, that's terrible.
This is fucking crazy, right?
During the vows.
Oh no.
I don't even know that asshole. Anyway, Anyway.
No, it's like, why am I even here? I don't even know any of them.
So welcome to the side of the chapel for you don't have healthy coping mechanisms. We were all sitting here already. Anyway. Okay, so as you're shoveling in the ice cream, what's the conversation going?
Okay, so first the kaiju, to just kind of talk about that mystery. So it's basically this guardian that protects or that's like in Japan's
history?
That's history.
Culture?
For
something?
like years, like thousands of years, and it's there to protect Japan. But it has, like, as we've seen, a person that kind of like hosts the guardian, and it only comes out when there is a perceived threat. So there have been times throughout history where the kaiju has been seen and fighting, but oftentimes it's been recorded as part of the problem, but it's actually helping. And without the kaiju, many times there would have been great disaster, like even more. What happened the day with the ambassadors was that girl who looks like she hasn't washed her hair on Liam's old team, who can who like makes people scared, like project fear. That's what Liam told me. Was there moments before the Japanese ambassador turned into a kaiju. So he felt like there was a perceived threat. It didn't come out of nowhere like they thought. It actually, like, he thought there was a threat. She made him scared, basically. So that's all that was.
If you're looking for pictures, I linked it in the character pics chat, and it's the first one, Cleona, which is her code name's Cleona. That's the Queen of the Banshees. Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure, now not confirmed, but like I'm putting all my money towards it, which isn't a lot, that shoot, what's his name?
Tell me who you're
the
talking.
guy I was
The ambassador?
the one who like was watching over the girl.
Hey, Narita.
Hey, Narita. Yeah, and then what's the girl's name?
Marie shoot.
Minu.
Manami.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure Hey Narita and Manami have a thing. Like, not solid on it yet, but like I'm pretty sure. And then I never got a chance to ask the ambassador my questions because he arrested me twice. That was rude. And which brings me to my last question. 4 years ago, did any of you see this big spaceship, just like island area with like people were building on it and stuff?
So the question,
is this ringing any bells?
The question I have for everybody in the group is who would have been living. Liam's probably a hard no, and probably VV over there. Valerie, is that what your name? It's 2 V's, right? Isn't it? You and Valerie Vincent. So Liam and Valerie, probably neither one of you lived in the city because you were both back with your respective.
No, I was in the city.
4 years ago, though.
Yeah, hold on.
Because you would have been with I thought you were still with the cult back then, until fairly recently, weren't you?
Hold on.
Okay, all right.
I'm definitely still blown up Englishman.
Yes, 4 years ago, yeah, for sure. And honestly, 4 years ago, it wouldn't. I'm not sure you would have even had powers at that point. Like this is fairly.
No, she left about half a year after about 6 months after she turned 16.
Oh, so you've been trying to get this thing to work for a while, like trying to get the whole. Okay, all right.
That was when she was 16. That was the first time that she was on screen, and it was just recently after she'd gotten out.
Oh, okay.
So like it was a pretty instant turnover of like leaving, becoming a public figure, because she literally didn't know how to exist with her wings any other way.
So how long ago was that? How old is she now? 19?
She is 20. I have it somewhere. Hold on.
Right. This is interesting because I had it in my head that the fleeing the cult thing had happened relatively recently, but this is interesting. So I've got that.
It's definitely a little farther off.
What about you? While you're looking that up, what about you, Doe? Because you're in college now, but were you here before college, or did you come here for college?
Because Dow's 19, almost 20 now, and she moved into the city when she was 12.
Okay, cool.
she's been here for a while. She did high school and everything.
So not Liam.
I mean, I can adjust it if it makes more sense.
No, it doesn't. I'm
but-
fine with you. I just didn't realize you'd been away from them for that period of time. That's interesting. This is a little bit more baked in.
I literally have
It's okay. What about Remedy? I know she's in college. Is she
How long ago was this?
4 years?
4 years.
4 years.
And how old is she now? I can't remember. How old is she now?
22. Let me
Yeah.
check. Hang on.
And
I think she's 22.
And her parents, you lost your parents.
Yeah,
when you
can
were
we
like
all get an
13?
age check on everyone?
I think, well, you're all kind of early 20s, I think. I don't think, well, Dal's like 19, right? So I think she may be the youngest, although that's interesting to me.
You guys said, I don't think I ever said it, but Charlie's 20.
Okay. Liam is what now?
I think he's about 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's 22.
Okay. When did you
So
lose
she,
When did she lose her family?
when she was 10.
So it's been a while. Okay.
She left Brazil when she was like 16, 17. So yeah, she was already here.
Okay. So most everybody was already here. And Charlie's asking about, do you all remember the spaceship in the middle of the bay like 4 years ago? Does anybody
I don't remember a spaceship, but I remember like talk of a spaceship.
It was like a really big spaceship, super hard to miss.
Do we have to have curated answers for this, Dad?
I'm just curious I'm more curious who was in the I was curious who was in the city.
I mean, I saw it, but I just assumed that it was from some invasion or other, and it just got cleaned up because that stuff happens in here all the time.
And that literally, like, so Dal and Remedy and Valerie is the one who starts to say it. She goes, yeah, I mean, I remember it. And like, I saw pictures of it. It was like out in the bay and everything. I figured it was like part of a fight. But after that, it kind of went away. And when you say, I just assumed it got cleaned up, the other two join in and say that exact thing, like kind of nodding along, like, I assumed it kind of got cleaned up. And they all just, and then they go back to eating everybody goes back to their ice cream. This is Charlie walking around the ice cream shop, just with like wordlessly gesturing. Chocolate spoon still.
21. Sorry, Jesus.
Got it.
Thank you. So yeah, this would have been 4 years back. This would have been like a year after you got here, Chris.
Yeah.
So yeah, they remember that it was there, but then it must have got cleaned up or something. Also, apparently, it made the island about a tenth the size it was from 4 years ago, because the island, the mass of land it was on out in the bay is bigger than the little rock that's out there now.
What's the city called?
This is Halcyon City.
Oh, it's Halcyon?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Halcyon City. Yeah.
Were there reports of a bunch of missing people around that time?
Say that again.
Were there reports of a bunch of missing people around that time?
That was the same year that my dad went to Europe and died, if that makes anything.
Liam takes a long, slow drink of the whiskey. I'm gonna need another one. Can I get another? Oh my god.
Oh god.
What was your dad doing? What was his thing, Dal?
My mom and dad worked for the museum, and my dad went over into Europe to work with an exhibit exchange.
That sounds like a very plausible cover story. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
No one remembers it just disappearing one day?
No, it did, but
I don't remember
stuff
which
like
day.
that happens in Halcyon all the time, so it probably there's teams for that, for like alien cleanup stuff.
Okay, but in a day, there were people living there. Like it was a whole fucking city. There were not a whole city, but like people had built on it.
I don't know, man. This is Halcyon. We have this shit all the time. We do this shit like 8 times a week.
This is when Jamie goes, I want to do a time travel. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna grab this one, like the thing with the reverse timelines living in the opposite directions from Doctor Who. And then I think to myself, what about perception filters? Those are fun. I feel like I can fuck with people with that too. Anyway.
Then she turns to Liam and she says, Liam, have you ever heard like any talk while you were at the organization of anything to do with like extraterrestrial energy or like power supply, or like do you remember your powers, like how you got your powers, or like anything about it?
I shouldn't have shaken my head because honestly, Liam, if you want there to have been rumors, then fucking lean in. It's all good for me. But
No, I just kind of did what I was told. I didn't really look for more meaning. I just, they told me that a few Brits needed dusting. I fucking did it.
what I
Then how do you figure out about it in a couple of years?
Maybe because I'm still talking to my
Spoilers.
friends.
We're Charlie's having a
Spoilers.
breakdown.
Spoiler.
yeah, spoiler, sweetie. Yeah, because like Jamie went to some length to explain that the whole like there's a whole thing about being sent back here to find some sort of alien power source specifically by future you. I
What
love,
the fuck?
and I love that it does. It's like nope.
Also, last question.
Really?
Does anyone know anything about that stupid, fucking annoying speedster on that goddamn team and why he's like there?
He won. I think he won. Most attractive superhero like 2 years ago.
Why did you clock that?
I always clock that.
It was a
You kidding
popularity
me?
contest. Are you kidding me?
Well, it's not really a popularity contest. It's more of like a
Who would want a contest?
yeah, like a beauty pageant, but for superheroes.
Has he ever tried to
I was
talk
thinking
to
about
any of
entering
you?
this year.
It's a contest.
Oh
that
my
she-
god.
It's a popularity contest for superheroes that she didn't win. Of course she knows who won.
Hey, the age limit is 21. My birthday was like 3 months ago. I am in it this year. Okay? I'm in it to win it. The only real competition I have is Alice Ultimate, and she's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's great, but like, I've got the audience. So,
Okay, that aside, has he ever tried to talk to any of you?
No.
Hard no.
God, I
Then
wish.
why-
Connection.
He loves me.
Sorry, he what?
I think she just puts her head down. She's just done.
From the table face down, echoing up from the glass tabletop. He knows me.
Yeah.
How well does he know you?
I will say, girl from the cult, I really wanted you to go like biblically,
Like spiritually? Like
ecumenically.
personally? Deeply?
Well,
Like which ways?
when we were fighting the kaiju, he told me a little bit about some issues with my powers that I didn't know, but said that I told him in his future. Well, I guess in his past, but my future. Yeah. And then in 4 years ago, he saw me getting arrested twice. And I guess it's not the only time I'm going to get arrested because he told me I'm going to again. And
Knowing you, it's definitely not the only time you're gonna get arrested.
yeah. And then he said that I have his number, but I don't have his number.
You could ask for it. He'd give
I
it
don't
to you.
want it.
Is there a possibility that he can run so fast that he can jump time? And this is just a way he's trying to flirt with you?
This is why speedsters suck ass. I swear to God.
He's certainly sucking
Stay
something.
in your goddamn lane.
As much as I would, oh yeah. I'm not going to say anything about this because the sheer possibility that he might be doing that is enough psychic damage to Charlie that I think it just needs to continue to like be like sort of a trickle damage over time effect on her for a while.
I'm just saying, he's one world's hottest superhero, 2 years. 5 years apart, too.
That's a catch.
What did I say? Well, the only thing I'll say about it is that he ages like a fine wine.
What does that have to do with
Wants a
me?
taste of your beer.
Clarification on that. He's won it and he never takes his mask off. So it's pretty much he's winning entirely based on his pants.
Exactly.
Ew.
You could be the first one to see his face.
No one would know better than you. You got this. You're a go-getter.
Okay, I know I said last question, but I actually do have one more. Does anybody own a marker and some cardboard because I haven't been getting very much business, and I want to write a sign on my van so that I can try and get some more customers.
And we're gonna pause there with the worst question ever. Anyway, sorry, Dal, what were you gonna say?
I thought you were totally gonna just say, right, like spare change, and then go sit on the outside of the ice cream shop. I legitimately thought that
I fucking might as well, honestly. No, I'm gonna write Charlie's PI
on the side of the van that you're living out of. That'll go really well, I think. I think that ending that scene with you asking such a sad question is really where we leave it for there. Leave it there. So back at your house, Dal, Grant is very tired. He's had a very weird, strange day. The grasshopper.
He's had a few too many grasshoppers.
The grasshopper did not taste like a grasshopper. It was very good, but it did not taste like a grasshopper. And there's this old joke from a mediocre comedian that is actually pretty funny. It's like, you don't people who like give their dogs, like let them drink beer out of their, don't do that. They're already low enough on the evolutionary chain. Don't push them down any further. And there's a little bit of that with Grant. Although he's a big enough boy that he kind of sucks it, but he's like, I like your people are okay, but I like more hero stuff and less arguing about boring things. So we should do more hero stuff.
Same, Grant. Same.
Next time we're gonna rescue somebody. We haven't ever rescued anybody because it's absolutely missed Grant's radar entirely that they were in fact rescued today, and that was what that was.
Yeah.
He was participating in an abduction from the inside.
Not to be super Gen Z, but what are Grant's pronouns?
I don't know. It's shifty.
I'm asking Dal.
Amphibian.
You're the reason why conservatives hate us.
Thank you. That is such a compliment. Brooklyn.
You asked that question and three listeners just dropped this.
He, they, it.
He, they, it. Okay.
Solid.
Or frog.
Or frog.
Or good boy.
Or good boy.
Who is good boy? Yeah, he, as far as he's concerned, he was what happened today was capturing a bad guy where he just happened to be on the inside. It wasn't saving a Grant. It was absolutely capturing capturing evil scientists. Didn't have any. It was just on. He was the inside. He was the guy on the inside. Anyway. Liam, you have a journal.
Oh God!
As you're taking off your coat, where do you're in the dorm or something, yeah? Or where are you?
Yeah.
All right, so you're in a dorm.
Yeah.
So you take the coat off, and when you set it down, it like lands heavy because it's got this extra thing in the pocket. You're like, oh fuck, that thing. So what's that like? Oops.
I think it might be time to crack open another bottle.
As you sit down to take a look at,
It's time to read.
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna take a look at something here. Crack open another bottle and take a look at the thing. You should definitely. Yeah. Anyway.
It'll definitely hurt a lot.
I'm just looking something up here for. There was a shoot. Shoot! I had this thing and now I can't find it. Okay. What I would like you to do as you're cracking open, are you going to crack this thing open and take a look at it?
Yeah, for sure.
What I would like you to do as you're cracking this thing open is roll mundane for me.
Should be.
Yes, I will do that in one.
No worries.
Roll 20 is just loading right now.
Okay.
Phone.
No worries.
Shut down earlier.
Oops. Because you're expecting this to be all of us, right?
Yeah. I'm rolling mundane.
Yes, please.
Okay.
What do we got? That is a ooh.
God damn.
That's a 10. That is okay. So
And my lab math just got extended.
So this is what we're basically doing is a pierce the mask on the journal. Okay. What it is both randomly personal thoughts, but mostly sort of operations journal of like what's going on day to day. You know him, them, him, them,
Him.
You know him well enough to know that he's very enchanted by the idea of journaling, but tends to forget about it. He has like 16 journals, all with like 3 entries in the first page. Josephine, are you feeling called out right now? He has like 16 journals in a drawer in a desk back home, all of which have like 3 or 4 entries in the page, at the beginning, and then there's nothing else in the journals. Hang on a second. They're all really cool looking, but none of them have any writing in them. Hang on a second. I have to make a point. No, still not quite there. Josephine, before you feel personally attacked. They're really cool. This one has a neat latch on it. Look at that.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool?
She's gonna one up you, yeah.
I mean, she might try. I have been doing, and by that I mean not doing this for, I have an advantage in years.
Apparently she has 12 more at home.
Oh yeah, I'm not, for the sake of my own dignity, I did get rid of a bunch of these, because there's a point at which you kind of say, what the hell?
This is a problem.
Yeah, this is a problem. What am I really doing? What he has apparently hit on as a solution to this is he has decided that he's going to like write down the stuff that's happening as part of their work, and that's the thing that forces him to open it up. And then every so often, having written down the very, very short, often uninformative entry on, or very, very bare bones entry about what actually happened, kind of will sometimes wander into just, meandering about and just navel gazing and writing about just what he's thinking and feeling that day. So sort of tricks himself into writing it. He has tricked himself into writing a journal entry by virtue of normally just saying so-and-so stakeout, blah, 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 4 hours, et cetera, so forth. And then every 4 pages or so, there might be a thing where he just keeps writing and 6 more pages go in, and there's like half a poem in there and a sketch of somebody and, fuck all. And then the next one is like, took the day off, and it's like 1 line. I'm not saying that this is how I've tricked myself into journaling by doing a running journal, where most of the entries are 6 kilometers at 43 minutes, the 26th of, whatever. And then every so often I'm not saying I'm doing that, but I think it would work if a person were to do it that way. Probably. It'd be pretty successful. Anyway, it only took me X number of years to figure that out. Anyway, so that's what's going on in there. And from that, you are able to get, kind of figure out some stuff about what's going on with them. Because you can ask 2 questions off of, sorry, this is Pierce the Mask. It's not 2 questions. You got a 10. You can ask 3 questions off of Pierce the Mask towards Olafeist.
Ooh.
3 juicy questions. So I will, I'll ping that out to the players and stuff. But the questions that are on offer are: what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? Oh, my stars and garters. What do you intend to do specifically? How could I get you to blank? And how could I gain influence over you?
Oh, there's so many so many options.
You get to pick 3 of those.
And you get to pick 3 of those. That's just delicious, and almost, dare I say, is
Grumpy
the GM
and
terrifying.
I think first one I want to do for sure is how can I gain influence over him?
How can you gain influence over him? All right.
go for a little makeout session.
Okay. Brooklyn's answer is also true. However,
Answers.
there are the two most recent, or at least 2 of the most recent long entries are about the last 2 times that he saw that, like, with both of the ambassador things. So the thing where the team got together, and then the thing with the that you showed up to fight the kaiju. which he wasn't expecting. He wasn't supposed to be part of the thing. They weren't expecting you to show up. You weren't part of that thing. And one of them is a bullet list analysis of everybody else in the team except for Remedy, because Remedy didn't ping the radar. But like, and most of it, it starts out as like an analysis of what they can each do, and it turns into, what the fuck does he see in these people? So if you want influence over him, be seen in public more with a new team. This is the equivalent of show up at the club with your new significant other, and he will not be able to let that shit go.
Fake dating.
Yeah.
Well, okay, could be fake dating. In this case, it's actual team thing. But yeah, basically, if the more he sees you out using your powers with somebody not the team that you were supposed to be using your powers with, the more that will fucking eat at him. So yes, that's how you gain influence. Also, the makeout session, option 2.
Okay.
Josephine's been enjoying the game up to this point, but right now she is 100% invested in every one of these answers. This is the body language I'm reading. I realize she's not moving. I don't care. This is what I'm getting from this. Anyway, what's your next one? Jamie's easier because she basically gesticulates like one of those things that they put outside of tire stores with the air pumps that they like. Good dance moves.
My excitement gets too much and I can't sit still.
What does he intend to do?
He specifically, what does he intend to do? Oh, this is a tough one. Okay. They have been giving him an additional treatment. No, they gave him an additional treatment for the most recent, the second to last ambassador attack, the one against the British ambassador. And it made him feel like absolute hammered shit for days afterwards. And he's still not 100% feeling like he's some of his. How are we on? I don't even know what category this falls into. Descriptions.
Gross shit.
Okay, fine. Gross shit. How are we on gross shit? Okay. Some of the entries for like 3 or 4 days, like he's still every so often, is still shat blood again today. A little. There's still some of that happening as recently as a couple days ago. But for the first 3 or 4 days, nothing coming out of me in any direction that doesn't have blood in it. Nose, ears,
Eyes,
piss, everything. Everything. The first day after the attack, the only entry is everything is fucked and I'm dying. That's the only thing you wrote in there. And there's like a bloody thumbprint next to it, like half of a bloody thumbprint. But he did really feel like at the time he felt like a god when it was happening. He really wants to get his hands on that shit again, just one more time for a little visit to Parliament. And if it kills him, as long as it's for that, he's probably okay with it.
Oh shit.
But they said there is no more right now because they're refining the mix or something. So I didn't buy, and then the other entry, I didn't bother asking if they were going to make it less painful because fucking obviously not. So what is he planning to do personally is go out with a shattering bang.
Is he the doomed?
Didn't you put him in for something?
No, he's a monster. But like, is he like a playbook that's like the doomed? I swear to fucking God.
No, he's not the doomed. I don't really do playbooks for NPCs, but I will tell you this: all of the troubles, the 5 other troubles, there's 6 different power sets that the reformed can take. Liam took one of them, and I gave the other 5 to the troubles. They're just all 5 of the reformed power sets. But spoilers, Olafite's not going to be reformed anytime in the near future, unless the makeout session is.
So what you're saying is we can fix him.
Unless, if Liam's makeout session is the kind of shit that makes you change your religion, maybe. But is this frantic? All right. So yeah, that's an upper kind of answer. Hooray! Thank you for that. What do you got for the last one? Because I want to clarify, that's his plan, not their plan. Yeah.
Does anyone want to have some input on this last question? I have a couple ideas, but
So the questions again.
What are the questions that you have left?
What are you really planning? Now that one, I would say that's the group more than, that kind of thing. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? Which is the one that Liam just asked. How could I get your character to blank? And how could I gain influence over you? Which he already asked. So there's.
How could I get your character to kiss?
Probably.
I love you.
I'm sorry, that was a joke. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how can I get the makeout sesh?
No.
I think you should probably ask the one in regards to the overarching group's plans.
Okay.
Or you could do because he's been confirmed as the monster for the future.
No.
But if and correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm understanding it right, that doesn't mean that he once I figure out the future, then it's figure out how to change the future, right?
It could if you get it all sorted out and manage to stop that, then the history has a way of trying to find it. So you basically everything resets and you have to try and fix it again. But for a different problem.
Okay. Well, so then I don't know if this still applies, but I was going to say a question that's kind of how can I get your character to stop working against us? Maybe
that would be
something along those lines. I think that would be a hard one, but
how do we fix him?
How can I fix you?
How do we fix him?
But maybe you can ask a question that's one on those steps. How can I get your character to talk to me? Or maybe how can I get your character to trust me? Just me, or as in just you.
Yeah. And influence might get you there anyway, so that might not be, because if you can get influence, over them, you might be able to get a message out there that drop a hint where you can get him on a rooftop somewhere. The plan for the whole group's a pretty good one, honestly.
Okay, I'd like to get more info for the whole organization.
Yeah, it's sort of, you have to kind of infer it backwards because he makes notes in there about what everybody's sort of doing. But you can't quite figure out, he doesn't write down, our orders for the next 3 months are to do blah, blah, blah. He never really writes that kind of stuff down, but he does write down what everybody's working on. From there, you can kind of infer stuff, especially since you've done things like this in the past.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is not happy about having to be over here in Halcyon, but the orders came up from higher up. Halcyon's influence internationally, the way that it's tying together all these international, all these diplomatic, basically becoming sort of a kind of a Lake Geneva, but with superpowers, idea is apparently something that has the higher ups in the organization, got all their knickers in a twist. So what they're doing is apparently going after ambassadors from various countries. Now, the first one was an easy one. He didn't have any complaints about it because it was the British ambassador. So yes, love to ruin his entire everything. The Japanese ambassador thing just seemed like a pretty fun fucking thing, but now it's the next couple of things. It just feels like, he understands conceptually what they're doing, but it's also kind of why? It doesn't feel like it's very close to the whole point of what they were meant to do. How is this doing anything against, the real enemy? Because it's not pointed at that kind of thing. He mentions specifically that, but I'm going back over to I managed to close it. Good job, me. He mentions specifically, and I will bounce you the link to the Troubles again so people can know who I'm talking about. That I'll put it in the voice chat. Okay. Cleona's been sort of low grade fucking with people in a couple of different embassies, just to kind of get kind of nudging people towards certain choices that are making things a little bit more difficult diplomatically. So that's really low grade and really unsatisfying. He doesn't know what that is. Thalinus is ready to fucking chew nails and spit bullets because nothing that he prefers. Thalinus is the kind of guy that just wants to fucking kill everything. And he's very good at it. He's incredibly dangerous. And it is not at all what they're being asked to do right now, which is just walk in and kill a fucker. Like, so he is literally bouncing off the walls and nobody wants to be anywhere around him because it's kind of like taking heroin away from an addict and then like insulting him continually while he's got a gun in his hand. It's just a bad idea and nothing is good. Most of the work right now is being done by Fetch, which is extremely worrying because Fetch's thing is Fetch can look like anybody. He can't look like anything, but he can look like anybody specific if he can get in contact with them. And of course, if he can look like one of them, he can get in someplace where he can look like something specific. And right now, he has been doing, I'm going to throw this one out to the peanut gallery. What embassy has Fetch been fucking with? Or is deep in the guts of? Which embassy should we roll in next?
The French. Always the French.
Please let it be the French.
Yeah.
If you feel really strongly about that, it can be I have a feeling that was too close to home, but it's fine. It's fine. We can have it be the French. So yeah, apparently
I want to see them wave their white flags.
Bunch of cheese-eating surrender monkeys. Anyway, yeah. So apparently he's been basically living in the French embassy for like ever since the kaiju thing, or like a week before the kaiju thing. So that's about ready to go off. And they're still working as much as they can on the Japanese ambassador because Cleona is convinced she can, quote, trigger the ambassador again if she can just get close enough. But they're on a timetable for that because we only have about 26 days and then we got to start all over again.
Also, they know.
Yeah, so they know about the timing with that thing. Did you tell anybody, Charlie, about the thing that you figured out in the library where none of them lived past 50?
I did not because I want to talk to
the ambassador first. Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted.
I would have if he didn't fucking arrest me.
He technically didn't arrest you. He just said the security guys carried you away.
Hey, if a bunch of people in authoritative positions drag me away and say I can't be here, that's basically arresting me.
I mean, there is a way that verb actually means to arrest a person. So yeah, you were like physically arrested, if not actually legally arrested, which you probably would have been legally.
Just because the rest of my team may think that, may assume that I was locked up in jail. That's their problem.
I mean, really.
I don't know why I'm feeling so angry right now, but I am. I'm not actually, but I'm coming across as very angry.
Anyway. Okay. So, yeah, that's a whole thing. So, we got Dal, we got that. Hopefully right now Charlie is sleeping in her van. And so here's where we'll wrap things up because it is past 10.
If we're gonna end things, can I add one last thing?
Yes, absolutely. Does anybody have any other questions? Let's start with Liam.
After reading the diary, I think Liam calls up Chris and kind of slurring his words and crying a little bit. Hey, Chris, they say I need a makeover. Can you help me out with a makeover?
Oh my gosh. I have been waiting for this moment. Of course I can help you with a makeover.
And from the next room over, you hear your sister say, "Fucking who?" What?
I'll explain in a second. He's very upset.
You got a lot. Yeah. So there's some muttering from the other room over, but yeah. We're going to do the sister thing next. Dal.
I would also like to end on my part.
Yes.
On initiating a conversation with my mother about my dad.
So this is you going in, hey, can we talk about, I need to ask you something about Dad. Is that kind of what that beginning looks like?
Yeah.
Once Grant's asleep?
Yeah. Once the baby's asleep.
Charlie, are you just having a post ice cream drink, pass out in your bed? No? You're still not sleeping?
No.
This is going to go really well.
Not quite. She goes to another library and makes little cards because she felt kind of dissed about her whole van cardboard idea. So she makes little name business cards and she goes to the nearest police station that's the closest one to her van. This is so sad. And she goes and she tries to kind of raise them up in a way and be like, hey guys, just, another person on the scene trying to solve crimes. Here's my card. If anybody needs any help, just let me know. It's really not probably effective, but she feels good about it. So, and then she goes to sleep.
And then she goes to sleep. Wow. Okay.
But she feels like she's getting her name out there. She feels like she's doing something productive. So
The conversation, the phone call with Liam was Chris probably walking through the door and kicking off the shoes in the apartment.
Oh, while you were still like coming into the thing?
Yeah.
So actually what your sister shouts is, "You're fucking late, and who was that? We don't have a costume budget."
I just imagine Chris just dropping all her stuff.
Makeover. Josephine, is Josephine back from the cove?
No, but she can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know if she has any last. She can ping the group after or just let people know or something like that. Like sort of like last scene kind of whatever. How much does your sister look like you? Is it fraternal twins or are you guys not twins? It's
No,
twins,
we're
right?
identical twins.
Oh, identical twins.
She keeps her hair a lot shorter than Valerie does.
Does she like? Okay, so I'm thinking about Orphan Black and how Rebecca had like super short, like the pixie cut with the blonde hair.
She doesn't have a pixie cut. She has it like kind of shoulder length.
But does she like blonde? Does she blonde it or anything like that? Like really get a different color?
She does do like purple. The bottom is purple, so she has like purple tips, and to her that feels very rebellious.
Okay, all right. But
she also doesn't have any wings.
But basically, I just realized I need to figure out like your outfit, but Tatiana Maslany, like your character, but Tatiana Maslany. Just so you can get her just so she's in the cast playing two different characters who look exactly like each other. Because we're going to just Orphan Black this mother. That's what I've just decided. We've already got like Siobhan in here as the thing.
Exciting.
All right.
Josephine's back.
I thought she was coming back in with more journals. I swear to God, she's walking back in with food. Did she get you a PB&J? All right, so I will ask Josephine if she wants any final scene-ishness.
She's figuring it out. Hold on.
Oh, sorry. I switched to my phone because I was leaving.
That's all good. It's all good.
Final scene request?
Or just not like a whole scene, but like the post-credit like little snippet of what we see.
Just like Remedy on the phone with her manager being like, we need to pay them as part of our like company.
Okay.
Like we're providing, so like we need to pay them because she lives in a van. We need to pay her. I mean she lives in a van.
Cass, it's okay. Yes, okay, we can pay them. It's fine.
Okay.
Wait, which one lives in the van?
Only one of them, I think.
Okay. Only one. No problem. Absolutely no problem. You brought in the embassy gig has gotten us so much work. Don't even worry about it. If they want to be happy seeing these folks, totally fine.
Okay. I promise I'll stop calling you after midnight. This is the last time.
Okay. I mean, don't. It's fine. I'm gonna go to bed now, though. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow if you're on shift. I don't remember right now.
Okay. Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. It was okay.
That's the whole thing.
You get a shot.
I literally fucking love every moment of that.
We get a shot of Dan like clicking his phone, setting it down, and it's like the light is. He puts it's down on like the nightstand next to his bed, so the light's still shining up the ceiling. It's just dead silent. You think he's like falling asleep, and like the last shot of the scene, as the credits are still running on the side, is like, what the fuck? As he just like is just talking to the ceiling, and then it goes, and then the screen goes out. Anyway.
The line, I promise I'll stop calling you after 12 to your boss. I can't.
Time. What is time? You guys have this in common. Time is just a construct that you generally ignore, apparently. I'm learning from this.
Wait, is this like a common occurrence that you like call him at 12 at
She
night?
said again, I'm not going to call you any more after 12 after this.
Well, when she remembers something that she's stressed about,
I
talk to her manager.
Like if I don't know the schedule for tomorrow, I need so I can plan, because like if my schedule starts at like 5 p.m. or something, then I need to know my class is at 3, and so I have to wake up at 6 to be able to have an hour for breakfast. I need to feed my cat. Like I need to know these things
immediately. Does she call Dan only about work matters, or has she called Dan about like Like,
this
my
is
tire's flat.
strictly-
What do I do?
No, this is a strictly professional relationship.
Oh,
Because
okay. Right.
in my head, Dan is like 24. He's only like 2 years older than her.
I think it's more accurate. This is a strictly professionally related harassment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's still not a professional relationship. Like as an adjective, no. I will simply say, there's a lot of folks to take care of in our session. We got a little bit of a late start tonight. I apologize for that. I usually try to make that up around the other time, so I think everybody got at least to do a little bit. I don't know that Chris got to do a lot tonight, but I appreciate your patience.
She didn't,
Chris will
but
be
she
the
still
star
loves
in
you.
the
She makes a very you make
Chris
a
will be the star in the next episode.
yeah. She
I'm excited to see
Nice.
her and her sister.
you are an excellent audience member. So
I have been sitting on this audience on this talk with her sister for a few sessions
yeah, I know
now.
we haven't quite got a chance to do that. So
It's okay. We're building the hype.
yeah.
Your sister sounds really pretty. She does sound pretty. She does. I keep in mind she's an identical. Did you just call me pretty? Like,
Your sister's really pretty. Thank you.
thank
My
you.
God.
Oh my
Better watch out.
gosh.
Better watch out, Chris. I might be coming for your sister.
That
Why
would,
don't you come for me instead?
I'm right here. You just never know. Though that would be weird, but the sister, that would be fine. Lasai. All right. Do we feel like did we have enough stuff happen to do the closer further away thing, or was this like a little snippet moment thing? What do you think? Did not enough happen for that to really be a big thing? I'll always say go ahead if you want
I
to,
think
but
we can do it, but
I mean we always
it's kind
can
of
do
up to
it.
everybody else.
It's more a question of if enough stuff happened to really feel like a thing. Brooklyn's face says no, but
I feel like it was just kind of a filler today.
okay. I apologize if that's bad. Hopefully it's
Oh
not
no,
bad.
this is like setting us up for good shit in the next episodes. So
Yeah, we have makeover, we have sister, we have
Yeah.
Dal's dad, we have ambassador stuff.
Yeah.
It's all.
Some
I'm
We have
Those
so
sweaters.
excited.
motherfucking sweater.
sometimes you have
Did you end up using it? The ball?
Yes, I used like 3 colors on it. So
Nice.
yeah.
So my headset just gave me the boo-doo-doo that tells me the battery's about to die, which I ignored last week, which is why I couldn't hear any of you or say anything for like the last 50 minutes. So I'm gonna dip. You're right. It is kind of a weird filler episode, but there is a lot of stuff. Got like spaceship weird thing is out there, and some of the stuff with the
This one
ambassador.
is called "You Live in a Van," all caps.
I do apologize. This did kind of end up being a calamity heavy episode, but
Worries.
I had stuff that I've been waiting to share with all of you once she got on the same timeline. It's all out there now, so
I think
Calamity's interesting.
very unexpectedly that journal happened to
oh my
contain
god.
a series of bombs. So
Oh my god. I'm gonna be thinking about this journal for the next week. Like, you've ruined my work ethic with my classes. Like, thank you for that. So
awesome. Okay. Thank you all. I'm gonna go jeter back to Coolsville because I gotta get up and like.
All right, love you, Dad.
Bye guys.
Bye,
Good night.